Hi, I'm TJ Kuna, the Dodds Law Firm. I want to talk to you today about some estate planning terms. I have people come to me all the time to set up an estate plan, and there's some terminology that's not really common parlance that helps when you're trying to determine what you want to do to manage your affairs. Probably the first one to start with is what is an estate? An estate simply is all of your assets and all of your liabilities, whatever those are. A lot of people confuse certain terms. For example, one that I get all the time, people will come to me and say, hey, I need to set up a living will to make sure that I gift all of my property to my loved ones. A living will is different than a last will and testament, or what we usually refer to as a will. A living will actually is where you leave directives regarding your end of days care. When you've been determined to be terminal, or you're in a persistent vegetative state, or you're in a coma you're not coming out of, a living will would be where you designate, hey, I want comfort care only, or I want all treatment necessary to prolong my life as long as possible. A last will and testament is where you draft up and say, hey, I want my antique car to go to my grandson, or whatever your assets may be. The last two terms that tend to get confused a little bit are irrevocable versus revocable trusts. And really, an irrevocable trust is exactly what it sounds like. That's where you set up a scheme where you give power over your affairs, over your assets primarily, to a third party. And once that's designated and signed, it can't be changed. The majority of us want to maintain some control over our assets. So we would set up what's called a revocable or a living or a modifiable trust, where we still give some of our property rights to a third person. As strange as it sounds, that third person might be you, but you have the power to change that while you're still alive and have capacity. So these are some terms that I know people get confused about, and I don't blame them. It's not a vocabulary that you deal with frequently. But I want to clarify those a little bit, because those are some basic terms that might help you how to deal with your affairs and your estate. So hopefully that helps.